story, Ethan loved his simple life. Every day he woke up to the sound of waves lapping the shore, breathed in the salty air of the sea, and spent his days in his small woodworking shop, creating exquisite handcrafted pieces from wood. He was a strong, independent man, always finding joy in his work and solitude. But then, one morning, while working, Ethan felt a sharp pain in his lower back. He thought it was just from sitting for too long. But the pain grew more intense, radiating down his leg, making it difficult for him to move. After several visits to the doctor, Ethan was diagnosed with a rare and rapidly progressive degenerative spinal condition. Over time, he risked losing his ability to move completely. The bad news struck Ethan's life like an unexpected storm. The independence he had always cherished now became a burden. He couldn't do the simplest tasks for himself. Fear and despair gradually invaded his mind. The wooden house by the sea, once a haven of peace, now became a prison holding a body that was slowly deteriorating. Ethan withdrew into himself, refusing all help from his kind neighbors. He didn't want anyone to see his weakness. He remembered his wife who had passed away years ago, a lingering pain that had never truly subsided. Now, he had to face an even greater challenge, alone. One day, Sarah, a young and enthusiastic nurse, was assigned to care for Ethan at his home. Initially, Ethan was cold and distant. He didn't want anyone intruding into his solitary world. But Sarah didn't give up. With patience and compassion, she gradually broke down the defensive walls Ethan had built. Sarah not only took care of Ethan medically but also listened to his feelings, shared stories about life, and encouraged him to rediscover lost joys. She recognized the sensitive soul and lonely heart beneath his strong exterior. One afternoon, Sarah brought Ethan some old photographs of the town, including pictures of the ancient lighthouse, the symbol of the region. Ethan told Sarah about the history of the lighthouse, the stories of the seafarers, and its resilience against the storms. "The lighthouse always stands firm, Ethan," Sarah said. "It's a guiding light for ships crossing the sea. You are the same. You have the strength to overcome this storm." Sarah's words touched Ethan's heart. He began to see his illness not as an end but as a challenge, an opportunity to discover the hidden strengths within himself. With Sarah's help, Ethan began a difficult journey of recovery. He attended physical therapy sessions, practicing challenging exercises to maintain his mobility. There were times when he felt pain and wanted to give up, but Sarah was always there to encourage and motivate him. Ethan also began to open up more to his neighbors. They visited him, brought homemade food, and shared cheerful stories. He realized he wasn't alone. The love and care of the community were a tremendous source of strength that helped him overcome his difficulties. During his recovery, Ethan found a new passion, writing. He began to record his thoughts, feelings, stories about his life and the people around him. He wrote about the sea, about the lighthouse, about the resilience of the human spirit in the face of challenges. Ethan's writings gradually became profound and emotional, attracting the attention of Sarah and his new friends. One day, Sarah suggested Ethan share his writings with the community. Initially, Ethan hesitated, but the encouragement of Sarah and his friends gave him more confidence. Ethan's stories were published in the local newspaper and quickly gained the affection of readers. They admired his resilience and his eloquent way of expressing himself. Although his illness was still there, and Ethan knew that the journey ahead would be challenging, he no longer felt afraid or alone. He had found a new purpose in life, to share his story, to inspire others facing similar challenges. The lighthouse by the bay still stood tall, majestic against the sea. It was not only a symbol of the town but also a source of inspiration for Ethan. Just like the lighthouse resiliently weathered the storms, Ethan was also fighting his illness with all his strength and optimism. Sarah remained by Ethan's side, not just as a caregiver but also as a kindred spirit. The feelings between them gradually blossomed, a sincere and deep affection built on empathy and compassion. Ethan knew that, whatever the future held, he had lived a meaningful life. He had learned to cherish every moment, found strength in his vulnerability, and realized that love and connection with the community were the most powerful guiding lights in life. The lighthouse by the bay continued to shine, and the story of Ethan, his own lighthouse, continued to be written. Message: this story focuses on the journey of an independent man overcoming a serious illness, exploring the power of human connection, compassion, and finding new purpose in life. It emphasizes that even when facing the greatest challenges, we can still find hope, love, and meaning, just like the resilient lighthouse guiding the way through the vast sea.